Welcome to the bumps in the dark.
Listen if you dare. Listen if you dare.
Savannah hated moving. She hated the packing, the long car rides, and most of all, she hated leaving behind everything she knew. When her parents announced they were relocating to Black Hollow, she assumed it was just another boring small town. But as their car rumbled down the cracked asphalt of Wither Street, Savannah realized Black Hollow wasn't just boring, it was unnerving. Their new home loomed at the end of the cul-de-sac, isolated from the others. The Victorian house was coated in peeling gray paint, its shutters hanging crookedly. An iron gate surrounded the property, twisted with ivy that looked more like skeletal fingers reaching out for something. Or someone. "Looks like something out of a horror movie," Savannah muttered as she climbed out of the car. Her little brother Milo clung to his stuffed animal, his wide eyes darting up at the house. "It's watching us," he whispered. Their mom rolled her eyes. "It's just an old house, sweetie. Come on, let's go inside." The first few days were uneventful, aside from the cold spots and the way doors creaked open on their own. At first, Savannah thought it was just her imagination, but then Milo started talking to someone. "His name is Felix," Milo said one evening at dinner. "He stabbed a chicken nugget with his fork. He lives upstairs." Their mom smiled patiently. "Is Felix your imaginary friend?" Milo shook his head, chewing slowly. "No, he says this is his house." Savannah felt a chill crawl up her spine. "Milo, stop it." But Milo didn't stop. He started leaving out extra plates at dinner, talking to empty spaces in the hallway. One night, Savannah woke up to find her little brother standing in the dark at the foot of her bed, whispering under his breath. "What are you doing?" she hissed, sitting up. Milo's glassy eyes met hers. "Felix says you don't belong here." Savannah tried to shake the unease, but then came the scratching. It started softly, like nails running against the walls inside her room. Then it grew louder, urgent, desperate. One night she finally worked up the courage to follow the sound. She traced it to the attic door. It was locked. A sudden knock from the other side made her stumble back. "Who's there?" she whispered. Silence. Then, a voice, fragile, distant. "Help me." Savannah's breath hitched. "Felix?" A bang erupted from behind the door. The force shook the frame. Savannah spun on her heel and ran down the stairs, her heart pounding. The next morning, she confronted Milo. "Who is Felix?" she demanded. "What does he want?" Milo fidgeted with his stuffed animal. "Felix isn't alone." Savannah felt her stomach drop. "What do you mean?" Milo's voice was barely a whisper. "The others are trapped." Savannah needed answers. She dug through the Black Hollow public records online and found something chilling. The Wither Street orphanage fire, 1956. Their house wasn't always a home. It used to be an orphanage that had a horrible fire decades ago. 10 children had died in the attic, trapped as the fire spread. Felix had been one of them. Determined to set them free, Savannah waited until midnight. Armed with a crowbar and flashlight, she pried open the attic door. The moment it swung open, a wave of freezing air rushed past her, and then she saw them. 10 pale figures, barely more than shadows, their eyes hollow and longing. Felix stood at the center, his small hands outstretched. "Help us." Savannah's breath came in ragged gasps. "How?" A whisper filled the room. "Let the house burn." The next night, Savannah's parents went out for dinner, just the two of them. Savannah did what should have been done years ago. She poured kerosene along the floor and struck a match. The flames climbed fast, devouring the worn, aged wood. As she and Milo ran outside, she swore she saw Felix smiling in the flames. By morning, Wither Street had one less house. The spirits were gone. Milo never spoke of Felix again. And Savannah never forgot the whisper that had carried through the wind. Thank you.
Midnight fog, the shadows crawl, footsteps echo down the hall. Doors creak open, whispers sigh, something unseen is passing by. Lanterns flicker, the cold wind hums a warning song. Do you hear the drums? They whisper your name when the night turns black. No turning around, there's no going back. In black hollow streets where nightmares start, you'll find the bumps in the dark.